What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today doing another pick a card reading for you all. And today we are going to see what are the big fated changes that are going to be happening in your life soon. So I have 3 piles for you to choose from today. You can take a second, I'll show a close-up of the piles, pause the video, see which one you feel like you're being drawn to, and we'll get started with your reading, and you can go straight to your message and the timestamps below, and I'll see you there. What's up, pile 1? Let's get started and we'll see what are the big fated changes that are coming into your life. So let's get started, pile 1, and see what area of life is going to be changing for you, pile 1. Pile 1, the area of life that you're going to be experiencing these big fated changes is in your family life. So what I'm seeing for you guys, there may have been some conflict in your family. You may have felt sort of isolated recently from your family, or felt like you've had to keep your distance for some reason, or whatever it is. What I'm seeing though is that your big fated changes are going to be in your family, and there's going to be healing that happens finally. So what I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that if you felt lonely or you felt misunderstood by your family, feeling like they don't understand who you are and that there's some sort of conflict, or you feeling like generally unloved or neglected or something like that, I'm seeing that there's just been conflict in the family area, and what's going to be happening for you is a lot of healing in your family. Because what I'm seeing for you is that you're going to finally walk away from some old patterns and some old cycles. It seems like for you, pile 1, that there's been a lot of ancestral patterns or like cycles that you and your family have gone through, or that you've gone through triggered by your family. And what I'm seeing is that this is going to end for you. So these issues are finally going to come to the front and be able and ask you to heal them, basically. So you're going to be able to heal these issues. You're going to get the opportunity to heal these issues with your family. What I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that you are just different from a lot of people in your family. You do things differently, and sometimes it makes you feel misunderstood by the people who you're closest to, or by the people who you feel like you should be closest to. And so what I'm seeing is that this is actually your superpower, pile 1. You are meant to do things differently because you came into your family to break certain cycles and patterns that other people haven't been brave enough to do or capable of doing yet. And you're doing it first. You're taking the leap first so that other people in your family can follow suit, and you guys can break certain patterns that have been in process for a really long time. So it just seems like for you, pile 1, that maybe you've been feeling pretty lonely, or feeling like isolated in some way, or feeling like you needed time alone away from people. And it's just, I can see for you that this is because you were just getting downloads and really changing internally, and that needed to happen before you could go back out and connect with people in your family. So what I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that you may have just been feeling a little bit isolated and alone, or just different, kind of like the black sheep in your family, because you have just all these patterns and cycles to break, and you're the first one to do it. So it's required a lot of rest time from you, a lot of reflection from you, and sometimes you may have just been feeling like you needed time alone. And so what I'm seeing here is that your big fated change is coming in your family life by healing, but also you finding your soul tribe. So if there's other people in the world who you're meant to have this family-like connection with, they are going to start to be coming in for you now, and you're going to start to make your own connections with other people, and also repair the connections in your family, or just become closer with your family in some way. So you're either repairing what you have with your family, or you're just creating a whole new family, is what I'm seeing for you, pile 1. So you have all of your soulmates are going to start to be coming in for you. And what I'm seeing is that with your family, whoever it is that you call family, these could just be friends or the people that you're closest to, whatever that is, I'm seeing for you that there's going to start to be more communication that's happening. So you're going to communicate a lot more about how you're feeling and the things that you're going through, or just sort of like let people in a little bit more as far as where you're at, and start to leave behind some of the anxieties and turmoils that you've been experiencing in your mind, because there has been a little bit of isolation or loneliness or like hurt, maybe just old patterns that you're trying to leave. And what I'm seeing for you, pile one, is that communicating with other people, stepping out of that shell and reconnecting with the people that you love and your friends and your family is really going to help you shake these feelings of being misunderstood or feeling isolated or whatever it is. So I'm just seeing the message for you, pile one, that it's important that you go out and be with other people and sort of break out of your shell a little bit, so that you can let people in on what it is that you're experiencing, and then help yourself facilitate the healing that needs to happen in regards to this part of your life. Because pile one, you do have a lot of changes that are happening. I can see for you, pile one, that there's some sort of strategizing you've had to do in your family life or your friendships or something like that. How you see certain people or who you can hang out with when, or things like that. It's like that kind of nature, and it's probably just taken its toll on you is what I'm seeing. So when it comes to this situation of this like strategizing that you've had to do in your close relationships and the pressure that's put on you, there's just big changes that are going to be happening, and you're going to start to see these old cycles and these old patterns close out and come to an end, and then really begin again for you guys, and begin again for you, or at least you can have a fresh perspective on what these patterns were and how they served you, and then you can let them go a little bit and start a new cycle, start a new way of life. So let's see what other messages I can get for you guys. Pile one, I'm just seeing a lot of old traumas resurfacing for you. So this is probably something you've already been experiencing, and the big faded changes are that you're going to be able to heal these patterns once and for all, or really rewrite your future. And that's what I'm seeing, like telling yourself a new story based on what it is that you've experienced and the hardships you've experienced in your close relationships. And it just seems like for you, things have sort of been upside down for a minute, and feeling like things are unfair or unjust, that you've had to strategize, you know, how the people that you're closest to, and it's just taken a toll on you and made you really want to just kind of shut down and be alone. But what I'm seeing is that your big faded change is that you're going to start to be able to create the situations in your life that are more reflective of what you want to experience, and start to create some healing in that family life, in those close bonds, in those friendships that you have maybe been having trouble with in your recent past. So that's what I'm seeing for you, pile one. Your big faded changes are coming in with your family life, with the people that you're closest to. You're finally going to start to experience a lot of healing and walk away from some patterns that are just no longer serving you or the people you're closest to. And it's just hard because you're the first one to do it, because you're the first person to, in your family or in your friends circle, to really address these issues. And what it's going to do is allow you to call in the people who are meant to be in your life and the people that you're meant to be closest to. So that's what I see for you, pile one. I hope that you guys enjoy your reading. I hope that these big faded changes are everything you dreamed of and more. And I will see you all in the next reading. Thanks. Hey, pile two, let's see what area of life you guys are going to be experiencing these big faded changes that are happening for you. So pile two, let's see, what are the big faded changes? What area of life are these changes happening for pile two? Pile two, the area of life you are experiencing these big faded changes, it's in the journey of life. So what I'm seeing for you, pile two, is you guys are coming back from the dead. That's what I'm hearing for you. It seems like for you that you've really gone into deep depths, into the lower world, into the realm of doubt, of shadow, of all of these dark things that you have experienced and had to explore. And you've come back up to the light. You've come back up and you've retrieved your soul in the process. It's like really big stuff for you, Pile 2, where I'm seeing that you've really left a dark space and you're moving into this less fragmented type of experience for yourself. And you've really had to ask yourself, Pile 2, like, what is it that I can't let go of? What are the shadow aspects of myself that I've had a hard time letting go of? The doubts that I cling to, the pain, the old traumas or shadows, these things like relationships, old relationships and toxic patterns. That's what I'm seeing, is that you've really like dived headfirst into these things, and now you're coming back up for air and you are really learning from those experiences. You're learning why those things exist and how they exist as part of you, and then you're letting them go and you're becoming someone new. That's what I'm seeing. It's like you're just being born again. And for you, Pile 2, you are crossing a threshold. There's a rite of passage that you've moved through, right? Whether it's just experience and age, or things that you've experienced that have matured you emotionally, or whatever it is, you're moving through into this new phase of something that you haven't experienced, of life that you haven't experienced, because you're wiser now. You're older, you're wiser in your mind, and you understand yourself more, and you understand your shortcomings and your strengths even more. That's what I see for you, Pile 2. And this whole experience has led you to ask yourself, like, what is my deepest calling? Like, what are my strengths? How do I gift them to the rest of the world? How do I express myself authentically? And more than anything, what I'm seeing for you, Pile 2, is that you have discovered your own strength. So that's really important, Pile 2. The big faded changes that are happening for you is the discovery of your own strength and how you can come back from dark places, deep dark places, and still be a light in this world. That's what I see for you, Pile 2. Pile 2, you're healing and releasing the big burdens that you've held on to for a long time. So whatever it is that you feel guilt or pain or toxicity over, you're letting those burdens go finally, and you're growing from them. You're becoming stronger. We have two Queen of Swords imagery here. So what I'm seeing for you, Pile 2, is we have this warrior energy. So you've just become stronger and wiser as a person, and in a way that you've just discovered your own strength and how powerful you really are, and you're now ready to share that with the rest of the world. Pile 2, what I see for you, it's like there's a lot of like ghosts from your past are coming back or have been coming back. So it's like people that have hurt you in the past. I see a lot of Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra energy, as well as Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You could be that sign, somebody else could be that sign. And what I'm seeing, it's just like a lot of people are coming back from your past. And I see that you've had to revisit some hurts that they've caused you and really make peace with those experiences, make peace with what these people taught you and what you learned about life through the experience with these people. So you're just coming back from a journey. It's like you've kind of gone backwards to revisit a lot of pain that maybe was unresolved in your life. And then what I see for you is that the big faded change is your own strength and leaving behind that pain in a way that you can put it to bed once and for all and become a better, stronger, and newer version of yourself. Because I just see for you, Pile 2, that in so many ways, people have sort of forced you to dim your light, to not be as brilliant as you are. And you've had to really trust that these experiences were meant to bring you into your fullest self. And that what I'm seeing for you is that after this long journey of discovering these things about people, about yourself, it's time for you to rest a little bit more. It's time for you to, I'm hearing like revisit your dreams, like literally heal in your dreams and see what kind of messages come through for you while you're resting, while you're meditating, and while you're reflecting. Pile 2, I feel like it's so important for you to sort of create a space of rest and reflection, because so many people in your life have stifled your throat chakra. They have been envious of you, and they have stopped you from shining and like speaking authentically, or like showing your authentic self, because it's like they didn't want you to shine brighter than they did. And so you're going on this journey of really discovering how that's happened for you in your life, and then breaking free from that and becoming like a stronger, more amazing version, because I just see a lot of strength coming to you, Pile 2. Through these adverse experiences, you're developing a lot of strength as a person and like emotionally. And so that's what I'm seeing for you. It's really important for you, Pile 2, to cut a lot of cords. You need to cut some toxic cords. I hear for a lot of people, it's like an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or something like that. Or somebody that you keep going back and forth to. And for some other people, it's friends. It's people who were envious of you and didn't want you to shine as brightly as you were. So they kind of made you dim your light and sort of stifled your connection with your throat chakra. And it's really been a burden for you, Pile 2. So it's really important that you cut those cords. And I'm hearing, like, again, come back from the dead. It's like you were kind of a zombie version of yourself, and it's time for you to come back into a bright, full version of yourself and gain from your experiences in this lower world, in this world of people, you know, stopping you from being your best self, and letting those people go and really embracing who it is that you're meant to be, Pile 2. Pile 2, your last message is that by being devoted to yourself, you are going to bring in the soul family that is meant to be with you, the family that is going to lift you up and help you shine in the best way possible. So if you let go of the people that have stopped you from being your best self, what you have to gain are people who lift you up and who recognize you for who you are and want you to be your best. So that's what I see for you, Pile 2. I hope that you guys enjoyed your reading. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. Let's see what area of life your big fated changes are happening in. So let's see here. What are the big fated changes? What area of life are the big fated changes happening for Pile 3? Pile 3, what I'm seeing for you, the area of life that you're experiencing big fated changes in is your intuition. You're going to start to really strengthen your intuition, Pile 3, because what I see for you is that you've been in a pattern of overthinking and anxiety. So there's some changes that are happening in your life that are making you overthink or feel anxious about them. And what I'm seeing for you is that this is giving you the opportunity to reconnect with your intuition and to make decisions that are going to really strengthen the relationship you have with the universe. I feel like you want to be told straightforward what you're supposed to do or how something's going to turn out. And you're failing to see the magic in the situation. You're failing to see how it's like quiet, subtle things that you have to catch on to intuitively to know that you are, to know what to do or to know how to do something. It's like you have to follow your own intuition a little bit more, Pile 3. And this big fated change for you is that you're going to learn how to do that and become more intuitive, become more strengthened in your in your intuition and how to follow your intuition. Because I see for you, pile 3, that you're on some divine path. There is something that you are doing that is meant to progress a certain way. And it's up to you to really embrace this path that's unfolding for you. You're being called to journey somewhere, to go on a new journey, whether this is in your career or in your home life, to move somewhere or something like that. But I feel that you feel this pull to create something new or to experience something new. And it's unfolding for you and it's freaking you out a little bit. I feel like you almost are surprised that things are happening for you. And you have to sort of get a new perspective and see that this whole situation is just a flower unfolding. It's just a blossoming situation, a blossoming part of your life that you should embrace, because you do have new beginnings that are coming in for you. And these new beginnings are helping you create the life of your dreams. And that's what I'm seeing for you. You're being called to create the life of your dreams, and it's happening for you, and it's happening quickly that it's making you second guess or overthink these changes. And so what I see for you is that you just have to see the magic a little bit more, and the subtlety of the magic that's happening, so that you can really be intuitively in line with it and know that you are making the right choices for yourself and that you are on the right path, because it seems like your path is divinely guided right now. And there's a lot of beings that are helping you make these decisions that you need to make, or make these moves that need to happen. And you just have to tap in and tune in a little bit more to really get the full effect from it, and to really learn and fully embrace the changes that are happening for you, pile 3. So let's see if we can get some more information for pile 3. These changes seem to be happening in your work life for a lot of people. It's a craft that you do, or something like an apprenticeship, taking on a new job, starting something new, keeping your head down and working really hard at something. I do see it's like you might be getting a promotion or a new job or something like that, something that's celebrated, something that's a good news. And it's just something that's going to help you either start a new cycle in your life or literally travel the world, because I do see for you that there is a journey, or a journey both literal and non-literal, that you are going to be experiencing, pile 3. And so it's just important for you to release some of the anxieties you have about these changes and fully embrace them instead, because they are part of your path and where you're supposed to be going. Some part of you, pile 3, is resisting this new journey. And what I see for you is that you have to release some of your reservations and be a little bit more carefree in your approach to this new life that's unfolding for you. I do see for you, pile 3, that you're training for something. It's like you're training for something in the physical world. So maybe you have a new job or a new opportunity that you are being given, and you do have some reservations about it because you understand that it's going to transform you on such a level that maybe there's some resistance to it. And so what I'm seeing for you, it's like you just really, it might be in your work life or your home life is what I'm seeing. But basically you have to, these big faded changes are just showing you that you are the co-creator of your life, that you are making these changes happen as much as anything else is, and that it's time for you to embrace the unfolding flower of your life and see that these things are just giving you exactly what you envisioned for yourself, the highest expression and happiness that you can experience in your life. And it's really more than anything giving you the opportunity to see more clearly, because I see that your anxieties are coming from not being able to see the path or see how it's going to work out or see what you should do or something like that. And so it's just important for you to get in touch with these this blindness, the spiritual blindness that you have, and learn how to strengthen your intuition instead of overthinking it. Like, instead of using your mind, use your heart to make decisions for yourself and see how things feel in your body, and then make decisions for yourself. That's what I'm seeing for you, because it's like you're kind of giving away your power in some ways to the universe, but you need to see that you are the universe and that you are co-creating your life in a way that's going to be magical for you. And so it's important that you take these opportunities and see that they are blessings for you, that these new opportunities are blessings, and they're taking you on a whole new path and allowing you to become the next best version of yourself. The last message is for you, pile 3. It's if you let these new ideas unfold, the ideas that you've had, if you put them into action, what I see for you is a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness coming in for you. I just see for you, pile 3, that you're really going to experience a new level of happiness that you haven't been able to experience yet. And you just have to let the path unfold and know your role in it, and know that you can dictate a lot of what's happening to you, and just embrace the changes and know that they are happening for you. So that's what I see, pile 3. I hope that you guys enjoyed your reading, and I will see you on the next one.